Hello my treasures, it's time to get a little bit sketchy with Secret Mage. The idea for this deck is we're combining two decks. The first deck is going to be, of course, Secret Mage in order to have ultimate control over our pesky opponent's key minions. And the other idea is going to be Casino Mage, where we're using Grand Magister Rommath to copy some of the secrets that we discover off of things like Sketchy Stranger. We also will be using the Norgannon combo with reverberations in order to OTK our opponent once we get into late game. Now for the Mulligan guide, the first thing you're going to be looking for is early game minions such as Costume Singer. The second thing is going to be random card generation such as Discovery of Magic. And finally, draw power cards. With that all being said, let's look at some game. Okay, time for a game against Priest, so let's see what they have in store for us. This opener... It's going to be a slower game. I don't really want to keep Rommath just in case they have Dirty Rat in hand. I know my luck versus decks or classes that do play a lot of Dirty Rat, and Priest is definitely one of them. Let's use Costume Singer and then pass it back to them. This will draw us into Objection. Hey, the card that we mulliganed away. See, most of the time, if you see Costume Singer, there's no point in keeping any of the secrets in your deck because you only have 4 within the deck and you're going to draw into one of the 4 that way. It's also why I'm not running the 2-drop that draws a secret from the deck too. It was just too much. This way we can run other things like Void Scripture in order to get random cards for Rommath for later in the game. There's Hipster. Of course, they're going to get Flame Geyser, because why wouldn't they? Alright, let's slam down Perjury. Not really worried about the 1 damage that they're going to do here. I knew it! Every single time. Every single Priest always has Dirty Rat. That could have actually been really funny for them, because it could have also got Yogg out of the hand, and I don't think they would have... Oh, I guess they might have had the mana to do something, since they did have 2 mana left over. There's Norgannon. Now, Norgannon is something that I don't really want to have right now, just because, again, a second Dirty Rat would be really, really bad. But we do have that good old ejection here, so never mind. We're not going to eject what we want to eject. Okay, there's Grand. Creation Protocol. Oh, False Disciple. Wait, someone's actually running that card? Interesting. Huh. It's one of those cards that I want to use on a thumbnail. I like the art of it a lot. I just don't think it's that good of a card. I'd have to look at the entire pool of Priest legendaries in order to see. I think we're just going to grab Objection again because, I mean, they'll know, but at least this way we have both Objection and Counterspell down. To no one's amazement, they slam down an ANY Minion. They don't care about getting countered. They really are just wasting resources. That's what you like to see in a Secret Mage matchup. Our opponent wasting resources on nothing. Navigation won't freeze out a minion, but it can get us a combo piece. And grabbing the... Do we want the second reverbs or do we want Wisdom? I think we want Wisdom just to draw more cards. There's Vast Wisdom, and then, okay. We'll slam this down, slam down the other Objection. Are they going to play around another one? This would be, what, the 3rd or 4th that we've had? They actually are going after the minion. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. We would only do 2 damage to them. Oh. Okay, that's a card that I want to do something with again. I forgot he existed, to be honest. One of the easiest cards to forget that's a build around card. Do I think we got any good, decent support to make him better? Probably not. I guess maybe Warlock. That's very questionable, even if I say... Let's grab Life Sentence, gets rid of the minion, and then we don't have to deal with it. And then we have another way to remove something else. Shell Shot would be good for later, but the 2 cost spell. Yeah, let's just go with the Shell Shot. Another card that is completely outclassed by something else that was added in within the same year, aka Star Power. Murzad, it's not going to do as much as you need it to do there, my friend. Let's get rid of the 8/8. I don't want them to get additional copy of is the reason. I mean, it isn't that frightening, but it could be frightening in the long run if we allowed them to get more. I'm just going to clear out the board. Combo-wise, we should be able to do full combo and always win. Now, see, that's why I would love to have had a ejection that we could have actually used. I'm a little bit worried about what weapon they could grab here. Because armor gain does put them out of combo range, but we could also just rely on Rommath. And getting kidnapped on a Battlecry minion is really, really annoying. I shouldn't say really annoying, but really, really bad. I guess there is a difference between those two. Well, Love Everlasting could be annoying also, but depending on what we... Yeah, we're just going to slam down the 2 secrets and then slam down Costume Singer. This should get objection number 5 or 6. Too bad you can't have multiple copies of the same secret down on the board. Or Rommath would make their life a living nightmare right about now. It doesn't get rid of the sack, so they don't get Ignis back. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, let's see what we can randomly get. Let's grab Sunwell. Oh, did not work how I wanted it to work. Let's use one of the backstabs. We're keeping the 2-drop minion in hand in case they have another Dirty Rat, right? At least that would be the idea. Because if they have another Dirty Rat, then minimizing the minions or maximizing the amount of minions we have in hand. And hopefully it hits something like Yogg or maybe, I guess, Yogg or the Anonymous would be the best. Sir Finley. Well, that would have been a much better hit for objection, but I guess we're not going to eject that at all. We should still be able to get rid of it because we have Synchronize. The fact that they got Theatar, that's bad too. I mean, I'll take a second one for free. Let's use the higher cost one just because later on, like, having a cheap one might actually come up. Then we can do 3 damage to their face. Get rid of Almond Thule, at least the first copy of Almond Thule. Too bad we don't have a Whirlpool. That would have been real nice. There's Runic. Great Maul from the Ignis. And that is basically the worst possibility that it could have been. Because they're going to be gaining 8 armor and healing for 5 every time they slam that down. We don't really have any other secrets left in the deck, so we might as well slam this down now over later. I know they might be, well, they will be able to get rid of Orion. Orion is such a cool card in concept, but like 98% of the time, whenever I play him down, he just instantly dies. It just is the nature of the beast, I would say. Now, if that was counterspell and not objection, then it would have actually kept him alive. That would have been great, but oh well. They're getting rid of their AoE. At least they can't heal up anymore. Firelands Portal is fun. Just gonna slam this down. Theatar. Theatar is not what I want to see. Because if... Oh, no, that... I didn't mean have a Theatar in your hand. I thought you had something like Synchronize, and then you'd copy our Theatar, and then screw us out of a card in our hand. Wait, what the hell did they grab? They grabbed Yogg. Okay. Yogg is honestly, out of the 3 powerhouses we have in our hand, the one that I don't mind them grabbing the most, to be honest. And they're going to get rid of our Theatar, which is weird, but whatever. Ooh. That's good for later. Not good for now, but good for later. No matter what, we gain 1 additional mana because of the coin. Thank you for hitting Theatar. There's objection. Objection. Sunwell. Can we get anything usable? That would have been nice later or earlier. We're just going to slam down this one secret, just because we won't burn a card this way. Because I have a feel. Oh, why, Rommath? Why did you have to murk yourself? Okay, so we have 5 or 4 secrets. Healing up a little bit, and then gaining the armor. Well, it would have been funny to see Zarilla after all this time, but I mean, there's their second Ignis. The problem here is they're going to be able to get a second weapon, which is kind of worrisome. Motion denied is best for later. We can use Crash. We can Forge, or perhaps grabbing Objection because I don't want to deal with Ignis, and then grabbing Counterspell just because it's the widest variety that we can do. Alright, so no matter what, they still have 2 attacks on that weapon, so never mind. I was going to say, we could, if they don't slam down Ignis next, then we only have to deal with 45 points of damage. Okay, so, I mean, they had to make the sacrifice, but I'd much rather counter Ignis than Yogg. And of course, they're going to get another one because of stupid Kidnap. Kidnap was really a bad choice. Right, can we get something cool? Perjury, because we don't have draw power, or actually, we have an empty enough hand. Okay, there's reverbs. Now we can do full combo next turn, I think. Problem is, I don't know if full combo actually wins us this game at this point. We can grab another reverb. Ooh, and then a 1-cost spell to make it 1. We should have done this in the opposite order. If we had, we could have had 3 Norgans instead of 2. We can get them low enough and they don't get rid of our minions. I guess we aren't in the worst position. Oh, okay, when I talked about worst possible options, I think honestly that is the worst possible option. Even worse than the previous one. Alright, so we go face. They're down to 44 HP. Can increase the cost of cards. And then we're going to want to grab 2 secrets here. And hopefully we grab Ice Block. And this is 20 damage. And then we just have to deal 24 points of more damage to their face. Oh, actually, no, it's not 24. It's math. Come on, don't have Whirlpool. That's all we need. Well, I mean, Counterspell helps a lot. That actually helped a lot. Come on, hit our face. Go for face for lethal. It's a make or break. You either go face or we combo. I mean, you could also get rid of the 2 Norgans that actually have a charge left. That could be kind of bad, but you're still taking... Yep. Yes. 8 armor. Okay. Doesn't matter. We still got 40 damage in hand. It's time to unleash your full power once again. Goodbye. Now, what are the chances this is actually Frost DK? Let me keep this because I do like that AoE. And Orion is one of those cards that... Man, oh man. I have been trying to make this card work. I don't know. It feels great when it actually sticks on the board for a turn or 2. Alright, let's see what we can grab. Oh, Synchronize actually is pretty decent with the Creation or a lot of our stuff. 40 cards makes me think Blood DK again, which is not a matchup I really want to face, but is also worth mentioning in this deck, or in my version of Secret Mage. We are only running 4 secrets in the entire deck. Don't have any freezes is the problem. I really wish we could do something with like Freeze Mage. I'm shocked we haven't actually seen support for Freeze Mage anytime recently, right? Because it definitely would have been something that I would have assumed Blizzard would have tried to support again. But I don't know, maybe, and this is probably either a good assumption or a bad assumption depending on how you view it. Maybe they're just afraid to make any freeze decks really good because of the freeze shaman deck, right? But it would be cool to see Blizzard revisit like old deck ideas they haven't touched in. But then again, I guess we got that wish with Earthen Paladin, aka Jade Paladin, even though they only gave 2 cards to that entire deck. I will say, this guy's luck on random generation is much higher than any of the times I've ever played Watcher of the Sun in any deck. I swear, I try to make this card work in any deck that I want to run Ignis in, and every single time I always get, like, I'm trying to think, Inventor's Aura is... I just want to play a minion, or a spell. It would be nice to be able to play the game. Let me actually slam this down. We're going to use counter spell here too. Even if they attack into this, they shouldn't be able to get rid of it in a single turn, I don't think. Or they'll have Sylvanas, because why wouldn't they have Sylvanas? I guess that's my fault for not playing around Sylvanas, but... yeah, it's so fun to win against decks or classes that is just freeze. Freeze DK. I'd be very much shocked if other people don't start talking about it in the coming weeks. Just because it feels like a really good meta call for what exists right now, right? I had a 30-card version of the list. It just felt really, really bad. I tested out quite a few 30-card versions of the list, and each one felt bad, which is why we ended up going with a 40-card version. I'm gonna grab Reverbs again. I'm also going to grab... no, I'm not going to grab... yeah, we're going to grab another one of these. Oh, thanks for the follow, Barb. My notifications are actually working for once. Let's go. I know my luck, and they usually aren't. Yeah, that had to happen. Well, it didn't have to happen, but it was something that was going to happen anyways. Light Show is nice, because we can start ramping this up. It would have been really funny to get Light Show number 2. Alright, I think next turn we... Dirty Rat always does me dirty, so I always panic when I see it. I know I probably shouldn't, but I do definitely panic when I see it. Let's grab this. This grabs that. Okay, Rommath, do your thing. Oh shit, we should have used Yogg, and then we could have grabbed that from them. Okay, that was a little bit of a mistake. Come on, hit here. Yeah, let's go. Would we have had lethal? I think we actually might have had lethal if I had Yogg. No, we wouldn't. Actually, no, we would, because everything would have hit their face and stuff. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, that's not good. Oh, that's going to heal us for a ton, though. They're up to 21. Well, Rommath round 2, fight. Also, really should have stolen this, but whatever. You know, if we're not having Light Show actually in the deck, we're actually doing a lot of damage with Light Show. Or not. Oh, hey Oink, how are you doing today? Just having some fun with Mage. Okay, this time I will remember to steal the Primus with Yogg. We also could just light show.
Unholy, symbol of death.
Do not know what you just did for me. Thank you so much. We are taking control of this. And then we are stealing one of these. I'll take the lifesteal. I'm gonna grab a copy of this. Then we're gonna do that. Okay, that did not hit anything I wanted it to hit, but... Let's see if we can actually win. Would be really nice to actually hit something useful there. We should be good. This turn should be good. I don't think we lose this game. We went from where I expected us to lose to not being able to lose at all. I think we might have wanted to, like, copy the Yogg, but, like, this is nice. Yeah, please, wipe out our board. That actually helps us so much with Rommath. GG, man. I think. Yeah. Bait and switch. This was a much better... It turned out a much better game than I expected it to. Let's go. Get more copies of this. Can we get an entire board of him? I don't actually remember how many... oh, never mind. But we are healed up to full. And there's the light show for finish. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, this deck actually turned out incredibly well. It had around a 60% win rate across the 20 games that I played with this final version of the list. But a couple of things kept me from doing it. Some balancing changes made me forget about this deck existing, and the other reason, the mini set came out. So finally we're getting to Mage after all this time. Overall, this is probably one of the better Mage decks that you could play, though I will say, if you really want a more consistent win strategy outside of Norgannon, you might actually just want to go with Sif, and then run some hard, direct damaging spells. But I really like this playstyle instead, just because it does have some extra synergy with Norgannon compared to what Sif would have. Overall, really fun deck. If you're looking for something new and interesting to try out, try this one. And like always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.